It's in the Game. Madden NFL is a new 4-part documentary series that's right on Amazon Prime Video starting today, and you can watch it here on the Roku portal. So what's this? It's kind of crazy when your dad went in the hall. I believe it was 2006, because I'll never forget that class. It was big for NFL Network, too. It was so huge. And Mooch was sitting to my left, and he and your dad go way back, like the proverbial car seat. With the bocce ball tournament for charity that they would hold together every single year, and your dad coming by, and so many people that I knew, thought he was getting in because of the video game. I swear to you, Mike, and it's or a broadcaster. We forget about the coach, obviously, but the video game is another thing that your name is attached to forevermore. How did that start?
It started, he was approached by Trip Hawkins, who had just started Electronic Arts, and Dad was impressed with Trip. He liked Trip. I was early at Harvard, and Trip had graduated from Harvard, and so Dad would rub my nose in it. He goes, this guy Trip Hawkins is so smart. He went to Harvard, and they let him make up his own major, and he majored in games. And I go, yeah, that's great, Dad. He knocked on doors that I don't even know exist. But he would tease me. He goes, so what? I go, Dad, I've got 6 choices. I'm gonna major in English. He goes, well, why don't you try to major in games? I go, that's out of my league. But he was impressed with Trip, and it started out as a computer game. It actually had a small chapter where it was going to be a coaching tool more than a video game.
Really?
And then, yeah. And then when the computers got strong enough to do the 22 players that he insisted on having, because before we had Tecmo Bowl, and that was about it, and that was 6-on-6 or 7-on-7 or something. And so Dad insisted on the 22, and then when the computers met it, that's when all the work that Dad and Trip had done, and they'd been at it for 5 or 6 years. By that time, then they were able to transfer it and get it into the Sega Genesis platform. And so they kind of had a head start on the video game because they had been working at it for several years.
That's awesome. And so what would your dad think this day and age now, where players are complaining about their ratings and things, Mike?
Well, they used to complain to him because, he wants to speak with 7 or 8 players before every game. So he would roll in, and they would come in, by the thing to talk to, whoever his partner was. And they would all come in, and they always use the phrase, John, I need more juice. I need more juice, juice me up. And so that was the big thing. And he thought at first it was a joke. He didn't know where they were getting this information, and they're coming in, speed. And the players never understood that the computer programmers, they need to use these numbers to manipulate it so it behaves right on the field. And so speed to a computer, it may or may not be speed, but it's something that they need to balance out. So the game is the game, but the players read it, and they're, I'm faster than him. How come he's a 94 and I'm anyway? But
I love it.
Yeah, they used to give him the business.
I love that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.